Bueno gente, ¿qué onda? ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos a este nuevo gameplay de Alan Wake, parte número 3. Vamos a ver qué pasa, vamos a ver qué sucede en esta parte. Ya ves que secuestraron o algo le pasó a la esposa de Alan. Ya encontramos a los primeros poseídos así bien rápidos. Y pues nada, vamos a ver qué sucede. Ya saben, dejen su buen like, suscríbanse al canal. Y pues nada, espero disfruten del gameplay, banda. Chao.
It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Okay,
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
La de Sudden Stop 1, vale. Episodio 2, Poseídos. Vale, vale, vale. Qué voz tan más cagada, El libro de Alan Wake. Vale. Aquí hay que encender la cafetera. Vamos aquí en el baño. Tiene un baño chingón este vato,
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard.
Busquemos el café. No se puede abrir, esa es la principal.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
El café está listo, vale, vale. Déjame explorar a ver si no hay nada por acá. Venga. Al parecer no hay más nada.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Ve al estudio.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
I'm fine, I'm fine. Just get the lights back on. Now, please.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Venga.
I don't think
Vamos
you
a
have
ver.
depression, but you
Al parecer quedamos aquí,
You should take it
donde
easy.
la lleva
Thanks.
la policía. Vamos a investigar.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you.
Sí, nos está esperando la sheriff.
She can locate your wife in no time.
Habla con Sara.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Ok. Vamos a explorar acá. ¿Han visto este hombre? Desapareció desde el 20 del 2007 de junio. Oscar sí siempre gana en los concursos.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence.
De la parcela trasera.
There's a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid,
Can I
pal.
help you with anything?
We're watching you.
La tienen secuestrada.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
Okay.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Torres. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Goddamn shadows in here.
Okay.
Hey, mister. Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on. The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me.
La presencia oscura en la cafetería.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Vale.
I I needed to be. Hey! Hey, you! Can you help me? Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Tenemos que ir a la parte trasera, güey. Vale. Le hablaron como unos... Tienen a Alice, güey. Como que unos secuestradores o algo así, güey.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Where's my wife?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
¿Qué fue lo que encontré, güey? Vamos, regresemos. Sal de la oficina del sheriff.
Oh, shit. Is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here.
Como que está escribiendo la historia, güey. De lo que está pasando, güey.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey!
Hijo de su madre.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Ok. Al parecer llegó su agente Barry.
But when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max? What an airhead.
Okay, bueno, busquemos.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
¿Se puede abrir aquí? No se puede abrir. Ok, ya estamos con Barry, con nuestro agente, con nuestro compa, nuestro compiri. Ok.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Esqueleto de mamut de Colombia. Se estima que este ejemplar tiene 14.000 años y fue encontrado en las fosas de Alquitrán de la Bría en 1981. Fue abandonado en el Parque Nacional de Elderwood en 1998, cuando el mamut de Colombia se convirtió en el fósil oficial del estado de Washington. Recibió el apodo de Charlie Dientes Largos y ahora es la mascota oficial del parque. Ok,
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice, and everything's just...
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Way here.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Vamos a buscar el formulario. Vale.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper.
Ahí está.
Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on.
Shut up.
How crazy all this sounds.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Ok, hay que ir para allá entonces.
If you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max.
Hay que ir por allá.
We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Okay.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working.
Let's go.
Aha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit.
Cállate, Barry. Vamos.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al?
We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Okay.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous.
Reúnete con Rusty.
Everybody hates a
Okay.
tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Okay. Vamos a agarrar otro termo de café. Hay como 100 creo regados en el bendito mapa. Vamos. Ok. Ok. Ahí está. Vamos. Ok, vámonos. A ver qué hay por acá. Ah, otro termo, güey. Estos termos, te digo que hay muchos regados por el mapa, ok. Vámonos. Ok, sigamos investigando. Lo malo que como que vas avanzando puntos y no te da las armas. Oh, manuscrito, no lo había visto. Va de duda de la cordura de Wake.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Ok, vamos. Estamos en el capítulo número 2, que son los poseídos.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Ok, busquemos aquí. Oh, shit, oh. Busquemos acá.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio.
Ah.
What's your Deerfest plan like? My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
What? Oh, shit, pasó una sombra ahí, güey. What? Vamos, sigamos. Lothbrok. Creo que allá es donde tenemos que ir. A Lothbrok.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization.
Estas televisiones, qué pedo, güey. El hombre del espejo. Vale, sigamos. Vamos al Lothbrok. Vale. Vamos a ver ese manuscrito que hay por acá. Rusty se muere.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Rayos. Vamos a investigar bien acá. A ver qué hay por acá. No alimentar a los venados, dice esa madre. Otro manuscrito. Rose y Rusty.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Okay. Ok. Continuemos. Ok.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Ah, what?
Damn. Rusty, hang on! Oh God! I'm coming!
Please, help me! Anybody? Help me!
Rayos. Ayuda a Rusty, dice. Vamos primero a investigar acá, a ver.
The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Help me. Somebody.
Hello?
Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please.
Ya te vi, Rusty.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Ahora sí, vamos a la...
This couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the
Vamos
bench.
a la
It would help me
oficina.
understand what had happened.
Botiquín. Ok. Está todo desbaratado, güey.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Ahí está. La presencia oscura ataca a Rusty.
The was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Vale. Vamos. Ok. Abrimos aquí, venga. No hay nada más que otro manuscrito, a ver.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Ok. Puede estar cerrado.
Too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Oh, no. Oh, Rusty, güey.
Rusty! The ground was covered with oily patches.
Oh, qué pedo, güey. Oh, shit. El Rusty, güey.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
El mamut no puede ser, güey. Rusty, güey.
Please don't feed the animals.
Ah, capaz se convirtió en un poseído el Rusty, güey. Sí. Se convierte en un poseído, güey. Bueno. Rusty poseído, valió madre mi carnal. Ok. Sobres aquí para acá. Venga. Ve al overspeak. Oh.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Y ya le está apareciendo a Barry. A ver. Las últimas palabras de Rusty.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens. But she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
No se rompe esa cosa. Vamos a cargar la lámpara. Vale, continuemos, banda. Ok. Coger pila y munición de revólver. Venga. Vamos para abajo. Overspeak a la derecha. Vamos a investigar acá a ver qué hay, señores. Ah, debe de haber algo secreto. Sí. Ok, por aquí hay algo. Ah, escopeta, buena. Buena, buena escopeta y las de bengala. Venga, venga. Ya veo que el inventario que tenemos en los capítulos pasados no lo guardamos. Tenemos que buscarlo. Ok, ok. Venga, venga. Entonces vamos acá. Venga. Chet. Buena, güey. Buena, es que eran 3, güey. Me iban a matar, güey. Lover Speak. Buena. Que ir allá arriba, pero vamos a investigar acá, señores, a ver qué hay. Ok, manuscrito. Barry conoce a Rose.
Seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Ok. Ok. Por aquí vi a uno, güey. Ah, la madre, güey. Buena, güey. A su pinche madre. O sea... Va. Vamos acá arriba, a ver, yo creo que acá arriba hay algo, güey. Vamos a investigar a ver acá. Vale, sí había algo, güey. Es que cuando llegas a la luz ya no te aparecen los monos estos, güey. Buena, güey. Buena. Ya no me queda casi munición, señores. Venga, al parecer van a salir un chingo aquí, güey. Lothbrok. Bueno, punto alcanzado. Ok. Ahí está manuscrito. Wake ve el símbolo de la antorcha.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Okay. Let's go. Igual aquí los cabrones lo agarraron. Vamos a agarrar un... Ok. Venga. Alerta de osos. ¡Ah! ¡A la madre, güey! ¿Qué hay por acá? No hay nada, ok. Vamos hacia la luz. Es que yo creo que los termos de... Yo creo que los termos, banda, de café hacen para que codas más rápido, creo yo. Sí, allá está el overspeak, pero vamos a buscar acá a ver qué hay. Sí, un termito de café. Ok, no hay nada más. Ok, vamos para allá. Ok. La llegada de Nightingale.
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Okay. Let's go. Venga. Ok. What? A la madre, güey. Oh. No.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
What? ¿Quién es ese?
That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
Vale.
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the
Es un
ferry when I first
secuestrador.
arrived in Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
¡Ah, la verde, güey! Pero mátalo pues, güey. Mátalo pues, cabrón. Buena, güey. Pinche vato, cabrón. Overspeak, ok, vamos para acá. Venga. Pero dale, güey.
From the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Okay, okay, okay.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it.
Son un chingo, vato, son un chingo, güey.
Just a little longer. Scare them off.
Apúrate pues, pedo. Vamos. Give me the gun.
This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Oh shit.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the
Defiende el mirador, güey. ¡Mátalo! Buena, carnal. Pero mátalo pues, pedo. A la madre, güey. Buena, güey. A la madre, güey. Mátalo. No. Mátalo.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her up.
You're gonna give me the manuscript, or you'll be sorry.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here! He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure